In a world where 1099 work is literally cutthroat, a one-star hitman takes a pro bono job to fix his rating, only to fall for the target. Now he has to fight off a 5-star elite killer during a romantic dinner without his date noticing the body count. This Ramadan, meet the one-star hitman with a 5-star heart. This is Freelance. If you know anything about freelance work, it's that the pay is exposure, the clients are sociopaths, and the 1099s are basically a suicide note from the IRS. It's a race to the bottom, man.
Absolutely. You've got freelance copy editors, freelance dog walkers. But what about the guys that get paid to make sure someone stops breathing? Welcome back to Beer Me That Movie, folks. Today we're diving into the blood-soaked gig economy underbelly of contract killing.
That's right. Today's feature film is the runaway winner from our last Fast Five. We're turning Freelance into a full-blown cinematic fever dream.
Imagine this. What happens when a hitman's Uber for Assassins rating drops so low he's essentially the digital equivalent of a lukewarm ham sandwich? He has to take a pro bono job just to fix his SEO.
As my uncle used to say while rummaging through the dumpster behind a Golden Corral, if you jiggle the handle long enough, eventually the pipes will scream. Let's jump in. This is our 41st feature film, Freelance.
A few questions we're going to try and answer in this feature film are: how many participation trophies does it take to become a one-star assassin? Can you stop a tier 1 Russian Spetsnaz killer with a salad fork while your date is complaining about the vinaigrette?
And another reminder, beermethatmovie.com. You should check it out if you haven't. All of our episodes are there. Some funny photos of John and I. The Vault. Vote in the Vault, please. We check that all the time, probably too much. Your favorite beers that weren't features are living there. Tell us what you love, and we'll turn it into a feature one day. But check it out, beermethatmovie.com, and let us know what you think.
And now get ready for our feature film.
Okay, Act 1, 1099s and one-star reviews. Harrison, will you please catch me up on our protagonist, named after the man that checked in this beer, Brian?
Yes, Brian. Thanks again, Brian, for checking in some great stuff. So in the Fast Five, we, as we always do, stumbled around and eventually found something that kind of sounded like a movie. So Brian is kind of like a bad guy in many ways. He's bad at his job.
Okay.
And he's also an assassin.
Okay.
But maybe being bad at being an assassin makes him a little more good. I don't know. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, there's a moral equation there for sure.
But in his head, he's Jason Bourne. In reality, though, he is Peter Sellers in the Pink Panther. He, he's a klutz. He's Mr. Magoo with an Uzi. He's not a good combination. He wasn't always this way, but when we meet him at kind of the start of Freelance, he is. And then, like we talked about in the Fast Five, and we'll dive into it all right now. But yeah, he kind of gets himself being bad at killing people limits your options, and so he kind of has to dig his way out by taking a free job that sends his life in a pretty unexpected direction. This happens a lot here on Beer Me That Movie. We zig and then we zag and then we
You have to zig
again.
So that you can zag.
That's true.
That's
Well said, John. I know there was wisdom in those little wrappers that I would pick up at the gas station. What does zigzag mean? Is this the story of my life?
It's just setting up a future success.
That's
if you're
right.
zigging now,
That's
you
right.
better be zagging later.
The zag is coming.
You enjoy that zag.
Enjoy that zag. Hold on to that zag tight.
Now we just got flagged as a podcast about drugs.
Maybe that'll help. Who knows? Okay, so he's right. So this is Freelance is gonna be his story of kind of what happens next, and we should probably kind of set up where the movie begins, because we kind of need to establish this right away, that he's an assassin but also not a very good one, and kick him down this rabbit hole that will become the movie Freelance.
And it's a perfect, like, Christopher Nolan-esque opening scene.
Okay.
To have, you know, before the credits even start to roll, you have the opening, Brian, our hitman.
Yeah.
He's in an assassin-y situation.
Yep. Wearing assassin-y clothes, I imagine.
Turtleneck. For
For
sure. There's a 90% chance when you see a person wearing a turtleneck that they either have just or are about to kill someone.
That's right. If you're behind someone in line at TJ Maxx buying a turtleneck that doesn't look like your mom, probably an assassin. Maybe if they look like your mom, they're an assassin too.
I'd almost say definitely.
Yeah,
I would almost say definitely an assassin. 2026, if you're turtlenecking.
That's right. You're hiding something. More than a weird neck. You're hiding your desire to kill.
If anybody is listening to this in a turtleneck, please be aware that Harrison and I record this podcast on the moon.
That's right. You'll never find us.
Good luck.
We died years ago. This is a time capsule.
This podcast recorded by the same people that made Val Kilmer in his new movie after he died.
No. That's right. We're already on the dark side of the moon, buried 10 feet deep.
Okay, so the movie opens up with a hitman scene, and since this is a Beer Me That Movie concept, it's not like, I don't want it to be, I want it to be steeped in tradition, where we know it's a hitman scene, but yes, exactly.
Nailed it.
Pistol with a super long silencer.
Okay, sure.
Somewhere completely obvious. Maybe a rifle. It's a hitman thing, so you got a rifle, but and that means you have a little suitcase because you got to put it together, or you're not a hitman, you're just a farmer.
Right.
So that's how the movie opens. He's up high. We're inside a building, but he's up high.
Got it, of course.
And you hear the clinks and the chinks, and he's putting his rifle together, and you see him like slide the bolt back, and he goes to take his one singular bullet from his pocket, slide it in the chamber. We're all ready to go, and then we pan out. And we see, I'm going to set you up for success here, Harrison. Oh, boy. We see that we're in a kids' beauty pageant.
Oh, God. Yep, we are. Of course we are. Of course. But wait, no, he's not here to take out the potential winner of this child's pageant. I think it's something much more relatable, something we can all get behind. I think he's there to take out some Karen, or the head mom of this pageant, who's obviously diabolical to her core put on such a thing, such a sideshow, ridiculous, whatever that is a child's beauty pageant. She pissed off the wrong lady, didn't let her.
The wrong Karen. They're all Karens.
They're all Karens. You're right. You can see the hair. They're bouffanted or whatever.
Yep.
And right, her daughter was doing the cup routine, like from Miss Congeniality, was all set to go. Nope. The head mom said, "You're going last." So that was too much for Karen number 7, and she hired Brian through his handler to take her out in a really, really dramatic fashion at the actual pageant itself. So we're kind of getting that in a little bit of exposition as we go through this scene, pulling his gun together. And let's add this nugget in here, John, because I want this story for Brian to have layers to it. To Beer Me That Movie is like an onion or like a cake. There's a lot.
Both.
There's a lot. It's delicious.
An onion cake.
It's an onion cake.
You get layers of crispy onion with buttercream frosting.
Oh man, that is on the menu at Taco Gong. If you're wondering, I don't know why, but it is. They like taking risks at Taco Gong, as we know, the home of the crab rangoon calzone. Yeah. Yes. So anyway, what were we talking about? So he's got one on the side of his bag that he brings with him, John, to say something like "World's Best Dad."
Love it.
Right. So kind of weird. That's a coffee cup.
Tell me about. Do we get a back like World's Best Dad? How many kids does he have?
Right. I mean, how we show this, I don't know, but I'm going to say maybe he looks at like his empty ring finger. There's no ring there. That could just mean that he's divorced and maybe he does have kids. But how about this? He looks at it and like immediately starts to his tote bag, looks at the World's Best Dad on it as he's trying to stay focused and starts tearing up. starts crying, and he's like, maybe in the moment even pissed off at himself of like, what is happening to me? Is it the someone cutting onions? Like, what did I
Someone
touch?
making a cake?
Is there a taco gong nearby firing up the fryers? And he's getting frustrated, but now it's like the time, like the head mom, the head Karen, she's at the front of the thing. He's supposed to take a shot. He can't see. He's got tears in his eyes from looking at the world's best dad bag.
I think when he starts crying, it's a good opportunity for us to kind of do that cloudy dream sequence.
Okay, got it.
And we're going to remember him 7-8 years ago when he first became a hitman. He's in a TJ Maxx.
Of course.
He's getting his first turtleneck. And we see him look, and he sees a little duffel bag that says "World's Best Dad." And as we're watching this memory, he's like, no one's going to suspect this. It's like super stealth mode. Like no one's turtleneck. Yes. Assassin.
Right.
World's Best Dad. No. PTA.
Right.
So he grabs a bag as like
a disguise.
Yes,
whatever, to throw people off. Right. As I like
ruse.
This. A ruse. Right. And maybe even in that moment, he says something like, well, I'm the farthest thing from a dad they'll ever see. They'll never expect it if I have this. Kind of even confirming or really laying into his identity at the time was Assassin Brian. That's what I do. I'm a killer of men and sometimes women.
But not kids.
Not kids, but I also don't want kids. I'm here to assassinate people. But that was, like you said, 7 or 8 years ago. We zoom into the present, and this bag is making him cry. So we're kind of trying to insinuate here that maybe he's having second thoughts about his life, about not being a dad. Who knows? I hope we'll find more out as we go through this thing. But clearly enough to make him cry. He doesn't even understand what's happening to him right now. And as we zoom back in, his eyes are full of tears. The head Karen's up there with her hair-sprayed hair not moving. It's like being blasted by the huge fans in the gymnasium. A bunch of crying, dolled-up girls next to her. He tries to take the shot and fires, misses her, can't see. People hear the gunshot. They start freaking out. Chaos ensues.
Absolute chaos.
So Brian drops the ball, misses the head Karen. And it's also like, what the heck just happened to me? Like he's again frustrated at himself at the same time.
And then I imagine he's got to pack up, grab his stuff,
right? He's got to
slink out. Like you don't get to take 2 shots because you're an assassin. You only bring 1 bullet.
That's right.
So now it's just escape and save the cover. And then I say we go right to. I mean, you're going to have to talk to your boss. It happens to all of us. You forget to email a customer back. You forget to do something that you're supposed to do for work. Your boss is like, hey, let's talk. Same thing happens to Brian.
Yes.
But
exactly. He has an escape plan because he was assuming he was going to be successful. He had to get out of there right away as well. So he climbs up to the roof, rolls off, jumps down, jumps into a van, peels away, but it's kind of like, shit, I know what this means. Like I'm holding his phone, like kind of waiting for the call. Puts it down, and maybe he gets through the night. In the morning, he's woken up by a call from his handler of like, what happened? Nothing. Didn't get any updates last night. You got to come in. When you don't update within 6 hours, you got to come in. It's protocol. And so Brian drags himself to this. What is this? Is this an office building where assassins meet to get their jobs? How does this? We have to construct an entire industry of 21st century Uber for assassins. What does this look like?
It's easy, actually.
Okay.
The company Brian works. Brian's a gig worker. He's a gig.
Yeah,
he's
right,
a gig.
Exactly.
He's a gig
1099
assassin.
all the way.
This is assassination in 2026. And so he goes to the local WeWork office,
of course,
where the sort of company is based on. It's super depressing.
Yes.
There's
oh my gosh.
like 5 people in there that are incredibly happy. Like they just wake up and drink cocaine from the minute they're like, hey, welcome back to WeWork. How could I show? Would you like a latte? It comes out of your subscription fee.
Only $11.
Brian's got to like walk through those people,
Yes.
get to the zombie drones that are still there, realizing the whole company is shut down.
Right.
And then he gets back to his boss Murph's office.
Ooh, I like Murph. A strong name.
Murph
Also
is
a bit shady.
Murph is Murph might be the boss of the whole gig app that they work for. We have to give that a name. He might be
we
like
need to name this.
But I named Murph. So what is this? what is this Uber for assassins?
Yeah, what's it
It
called?
needs like a
Uber.
vowelless cool name.
I was gonna say, just like Untapped with no E, we should take all the vowels out of whatever this is.
Perfect.
And we probably don't even need to overthink it. So instead of it just being murder, it looks like Mr. Doctor, but it's murder.
MRDR.
Yeah, MRDR is the name of the app. So it's ambiguous enough that it got through the app store, got approved. It's just need a doctor to come to your house or whatever they mask this thing as. And
Nice.
then you're hiring doctors to help you with a health emergency through this app, Mr. Doctor app. But again, it's really the murder app. So I think that works.
Great. Murph runs murder.
There we go. Murph runs
or
murder.
Mr. Doctor, as it's called on the App Store. Murph smells like floor gin.
Oh God, that was my
and
favorite kind.
The like metallic botanical gin is what reeks off of Murph. His skin and his
right.
clothes.
Ugh.
And I think when Brian gets there, when Brian gets into the office, he's just standing there with his Android phone,
Of course.
with the murder app pulled up, and he's pointing to Brian's rating, which is like 1.2 stars.
Right. Murph isn't messing around. He walks right in, and Brian gets stressed down by Murph. 1.2. What is this? We don't do 1.2. Like, what are you doing? Let me read some of these reviews for you. And he starts going through, and this is Brian's worst day ever, that he has to sit there and be reminded of how he's been slipping as of late. Wrong guy. This is a review from last week, Brian. It says wrong guy. Also, he clogged my toilet. 1 star. You clogging people's toilets out there?
I had to go.
You never go on the job. DNA. You know this, and you clog the toilet.
There's no DNA in poop, Murph.
That's still up for debate. The government knows what's in your poop. They know you buy your poop. I was in the army. They know everything about us. There were a lot of people in those latrines cleaning them out and putting them in bags. They were researching something. I know it. So Murph's obviously a little conspiratorial. Goes through, what are some other silly reviews that could reveal that Brian's really been messing up, John? What do you got?
Murph is never going to let Brian forget the time he was hired to snipe a cartel leader.
Okay, good.
And instead, he hit a mascot for a local car dealership.
Oh, no.
And the mascot survived, but now the mascot only just whistles through his throat.
Exactly right. He could have sued us, but you're lucky he went viral with that kazoo video with his throat hole. Now he's a millionaire.
It's been great for the car dealership, but the cartel leader is still
he's still out there.
Word of mice, I got to give him their money back now. That doesn't look good for us.
That's right, Brian. You can't keep.
He made a
slip
star
up.
out of a weasel that sells used Hondas, and I got the cartel breathing down my throat.
That's right. So yeah, Brian's causing lots of problems. It's tough. It's a high stress business being an assassin. You mess up, the dominoes that fall could end up with a viral throat breathing car dealership guy and a cartel person trying to murder you still. So right. It's
Come
fun
on
when he
down
laughs.
to
He can't laugh too hard though.
Stevers.
Still inhale the kazoo. But everything's got a risk.
Here's a question, Harrison. Sometimes I have to order an Uber, and
oh boy, don't we
like
all.
If it's raining, it's like, oh well, now it's going to cost me $50 extra just to get to the DMV.
Water exists.
Does murder have surge pricing? Like,
oh sure.
like on like the 15th when I'm supposed to pay my rent, all of a sudden now it's going to cost me like 5 times the amount of money to get just a simple choke out. I'm just looking for a simple offing.
Right, they're doing everything. Snowing, it goes up. They have surge pricing for that. It says in the app like the post office, like come sleet and then an asterisk or hail asterisk or snow, and it's like higher prices may vary or whatever. Like, oh, this seems like a good app. Wait a second, there are a lot of asterisks here. There are a lot of service fees.
It's not cheap.
It's
definitely
easier. Yeah, it's not cheap to start, and it gets more expensive the more you use it. Yeah, they're tracking your activity over other apps, seeing who you're looking at on Instagram, then popping up with ads of, do you want to kill your high school sweetheart who's now married to the jerk that
We saw
pushed
you
in the
tried to
toilet?
unlike that post. Are you ready to commit?
Right. So, yeah, there's the architecture inside of murder is pretty good. They don't care about privacy laws at all. They're a murder app.
I mean, honestly, it's just Facebook. It's just Facebook with an extra service. the amount of marketing that a murder app could do these days.
Yeah, maybe Murph's hoping Facebook buys them in some convoluted way. Like, that's my ticket out of here. I'm gonna be the next Zuckerberg of death. So Murph's dreaming little dreams like that. But yes, I imagine absolutely. Maybe even at one point there was integrations between murder and Uber to like allow the hitmen to carpool to earn some extra money on the side, to launder their assassin money through Uber. But then there were a lot of cross fares that got messed up. Was supposed to kill you or pick you up?
Look, after you off that guy, his new widowed wife is going to need a safe ride home.
That's right.
That's your opportunity to make use of the Uber Black.
Whose blood is this? It smells like Charlie back here.
Must have came from you, ma'am.
Sorry.
I'm just an Uber driver.
Would you like a warm bottle of water? Yeah, so oh boy. Tech. We could make jokes about apps all day, you and me, John. So
Murph is still, as we get back to the movie, Murph is still kind of laying into Brian. I think it's just kind of like Murph doesn't hate Brian. He considered Murph wants to be a mentor. He was never a hitman himself. He was a tech businessman.
Got it. Right.
But he views himself as the greatest hitman ever. Don't they all?
Like that, don't they all?
So he's just, I imagine him being like, what happened to you, Brian?
Yes, exactly. Right.
Where did I do you wrong?
Yes.
How did I fail you?
I know, right? You were the guy that shot the Mississippi Madam through a drain pipe. Yeah. You blew up the CEO of the Midwest's biggest used tire lot right as he was about to birdie the 18th hole at Smelly Bush Country Club. You were my top guy. People asked for you by name. But now you couldn't blow up a toilet after Fermented Friday at Kung Pao Chickens. What happened? Right, so he's right. I like this. He's a mentor. He's upset, but he cares about Brian and clearly sees he's just sliding. He's having an off year, an off couple years. So he cares.
And I think that's Brian's like. We don't exactly know how or why he got stuck into this kind of hitman role.
Right.
We know he's not. He was apparently good at it, according to Murph.
Yeah.
And I think this is Brian's like kind of come to like, all right. Listen, Murph, I know I've had a couple of rough goes.
Right.
I don't know, there's stuff going on in my head, but you know I'm good at this. Like, what can I do, boss? What can I do to raise my star level?
Right.
Like, do I have to include kids in my services? Because I don't want to do that, but I mean, I will.
Right.
And this is
God.
This is Murph's chance to like give him one more chance. I think.
And maybe even Murph, does that thing that happens in a lot of movies where he's like, I think this is it, kid. I think you got to pack a bag and hit the rest. This is an industry
turn in your turtleneck.
No second chances here. Give me your turtleneck. Give me your silencer. Hit the bricks. And then Brian is kind of like, what about the VPB list? And Murph's like, the VPB? Kid, you don't want to do that. Like, everyone hates those jobs. And VPB, I'm imagining, is like we'll call it verified pro bono, like a list of basically inside murder, a list of jobs that nobody wants, the worst of the worst, like kidnap a baby, smuggle an exotic bird into a country, negotiate with the devil on behalf of the Kardashians again. Stuff like this, where people are like, can I shoot some cartel guy or some dealership person?
I'll do the regular jobs that pay well, please. But
right,
I like VPB.
But, there's things accumulating in kind of the bottom of the barrel of murder, the fares nobody wants, the guy that's 90 miles out of town, all that stuff. And so Brian has this idea of like, what if I did one of these jobs nobody wants to do? Some of them pay well. What if I did it for free? Can I get my ratings up that way? And you can, the money that I would have made, you can use it to pay off the cartel guys or whatever. He's trying to kind of strike a deal, make this make sense to Murph, make it sound good. And I think Murph's eyes light up and he's like, I think you're right, Brian. We have an opportunity here. There's one job that's not even on that list, but I got it right here in this file.
Why
the worst of the worst.
Why do you think there's so many pro bono jobs, VPB jobs lining up? Is it because older hitmen like Brian are rarer, and there's a lot of like Gen Z hitmen that are on murder, but they're like,
Right.
nah, I don't work. It's
I think this is great.
third holiday and my cousin's nephew's wedding.
Right, exactly. I think you've hit on something here. I think before Murder, the app, there was just murder. You just were hired someone and you killed them. You didn't ask questions. You went somewhere. You had a target, had a location. The boomer way of doing things. Don't ask questions. Just do it.
Spell it with vowels.
Right, exactly right. Full on murder. And you dealt with all the regret and the PTSD later by crushing it down inside your soul and having a heart attack when you were 58. The noble way to do things. But you're right, that's fading away. Now these assassins are all like millennial and Gen Z people who like care about inclusivity, want to know more about their target. What do they like? Are they a Virgo? Right.
I won't shoot Libras.
That's
I just
right.
won't do it.
I can't do it. I'm a fire rabbit. And there's all kinds of layers of fun things that are filtered into the murder app that Murph begrudgingly keeps making his developers add of, we need the Chinese New Year calendar in here and the Gregorian for some reason. These kids care about it. I don't know, just make it happen. So this is creating this backlog of these pro bono cases that as the boomers retire, die, stop being assassins, get killed by other assassins, this new wave of current assassins, the millennial and Gen Z generation, have some demands, have some requirements and some restrictions. And so Brian's willing to jump past some of that and take some of these cases that they won't take for personal reasons.
And they probably don't have star ratings as low as Brian, and they're in a position where they kind of need to keep their job. So
Right.
I think that's what like Brian and Murph reach an agreement that if he can knock out one of these VPBs, Murph will help his star rating get up to 2.5 stars, so he can earn some better jobs.
Yeah.
If he can do it. If you can't do it, kid,
right.
you're out. Turn in the turtleneck.
Exactly right.
And so because he's drawing from the VPB list.
Yes, John, tell me about this. What's the job? What's the one that nobody wants? The bottom of the barrel of this VPB list.
The hit is going to be on a stepmom.
Yes, I think we said on the Fast Five. That's good.
It's a normal hit, thankfully, but the clients are two nepo babies.
That's the
twins.
Kicker. Ugh, gross.
Male and female, Chad and Trixie.
Oh, I can see them perfectly.
In the app, you can see their profile picture. They're both
Stupidly,
wearing.
right.
They have their photo up. The both of them are wearing exact matching cashmere jumpsuits.
Yep, their names on the butts. Yep,
what happened is they even give back like their dad died. Their dad was incredibly wealthy.
Yeah, so you can have a profile on here like Tinder or whatever, just a couple sentences about yourself.
They are from Gen Z, and they're like, look, we're looking for the right person to do the job. We need the right here, and here's my story. Like my sister Trixie and I, we used to get all the money we wanted from our dad because Daddy earned all the money, and he would give it to us because we were a special prince and princess.
Yep.
Now I can't get my essential ketamine. I can't get my Harrison will love this, my whalebone cocaine.
Yes,
which is
it lives
exactly what it sounds like. It's just super illegal cocaine. It's incredibly sharp.
Right.
It's like
it's sharp.
It's very sharp.
Yeah, it's not a cool name for cocaine. It's cocaine in the shape of a whalebone.
Yeah.
If you didn't catch Scrimshaw last week. So, okay. I love this. All right. Yeah. So these people sound horrible. I get why most assassins would be like, I don't want to deal with that. Next. Give me the dictator in a third world country, please. I don't want to deal with these two
another
losers
cartel
who are sitting next to a pool somewhere, just sipping THC sodas and doing nothing with their life. So, okay, cool. So and the target. So they get money from their dad, but now
stepmom's in the way,
and
she's not doling out the ketamine money like Daddy used to.
Okay,
because she was the sole inheritor of his
perfect
estate.
Yep. Yeah, and so she's trying to do the right thing instead of just opening up the purse whenever these kids say it. trying to help him, earn a living.
She's trying to be a
build
mom
some
to
character,
them.
right? Exactly.
Dad was maybe a cartel leader.
Exactly right. Might have been, or a mascot at a car dealership. Anyone's in the sights of Brian, even if it's accidental. So I like that. And right, so she's trying to do the right thing. And this is it. So Murph's like, this is the one. Like, if you got to take it, no one else has. It's been sitting in here for way too long. If someone doesn't take it soon, we're gonna lose it, and we can't have that happen. You got to help me out here, Brian, and I'll help you out. Take this job, take care of this stepmom, and your life will be back on the right track. And I think that can kind of take us almost to the end of Act 1, right? I mean, this is going to send him now right down this path of, all right, I'm getting my sauce back. I'm going to do it. And I think Brian maybe leaves does he, I don't know if he's excited or maybe even just still filled with the same kind of remorse. Maybe even looks down at his bag, his world's best dad tote bag that he always has with him. It starts to tear up a little bit too, and just kind of looks away, and it's like, come on, all right, we gotta focus, Brian, gotta focus.
That's a good opportunity for Murph to jump in and be like, look, kid, like, I know when you first met me, you were talking about doing this for a few years, you were gonna have a family of your own. I'm sorry that it hasn't worked out that way, and I'm sorry that you're going to end another family. But like, look, when the time is right, you'll get to be a dad. I promise you. You can be a dad on your own terms. Right. Just right now, focus up. And he gives him the old, like, an Al Pacino locker room talk any given Sunday.
Yeah, right.
And because I think Brian, like, he leaves the office, not skipping, but like going to reinvent his career. And I think Murph is able to just talk him into, like, if you can be good at this, then that'll unlock the opportunity for you to become a father. Trust me, kid. I know. I'm a businessman. I'm the world's greatest hitman.
And Brian walks out of there. Right. Okay. I got it. A little more focused, ready for whatever happens next in Act 2.
Welcome back to Act 2, the Stepmom Snag.
Aha.
Yes.
We foreshadowed this a bit in the Fast Five, where this ain't going to go the way Brian thinks.
And I think Act 2 opens another Christopher Nolan-esque scene. Like, Brian is stalking his prey.
Another turtleneck. Got it. I can see it.
We're in a gated community, but we have big yards, so it's not like house right next to house. It's a wealthy community.
He's got to do a lot of action rolls to get across the yard. I can see him somersaulting about a quarter mile.
Giving up and just rolling on his side for a while.
Taking a break in the middle, laying there still.
He's got like a landscaping uniform on with a turtleneck.
Right. Exactly.
Got to wear the uniform.
Keep going.
You're doing fine, kid. And
what a barf.
This somehow Christopher Nolan / Steve Martin scene gives us a view through the window. We see Brian, and then we're zooming in, and we see the window.
Right. He hasn't seen the stepmom yet. Maybe the only picture is like a kind of an out of focus one that he saw in the murder app. But he's like, Murph's like, go to this address. She's the one that's older than the two kids. Don't shoot the two kids. Kill the woman.
Stay away from the twins. Right. They're
right.
paying
They're the
us.
worst. Right? Please don't kill them.
Look for the one with dark hair. And that's when we see the one with dark hair. You could imagine her played by the ethereal, timeless goddess that is Marisa Tomei.
Baby, she's back. She's in a lot of our movies, and as she should be. All right, I love it. So Marissa's back. She's playing this stepmom. Okay, cool. And should there be a scene where, so Brian's like kind of watching her, from the bushes, from the tree line, watching her for a little bit, as you do as an assassin. You
observe.
You can't just run right in. I mean, it's kind of up to him. He could decide, I'm going to take a couple weeks and follow her schedule and wait for the perfect time, or he could decide, today's the day. But that's what this kind of first approach is him trying to figure out, what are my options here? Who is this person?
Because anyone can pull the trigger, but a good hitman knows you have to get away.
Right. And you have to make it kind of look like an accident, because these kids want to inherit all this money if the police and whatever think that she was killed.
He can't just blast her. He's probably going to have to throw her into the garbage disposal or something. Right,
exactly. Make her completely disappear. Make it look like an accident. So he's got to be creative on this one. It's a tough job.
And I think it's easy for him to see that she is pretty cool.
Yeah, right away. I mean,
it's Marisa Tomei.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I like that of him just like looking through his binoculars through the window and sees from the back Marisa Tomei at the sink doing some dishes, and then she turns around in slow-mo with her hair flying behind her, glistening in the midday sun.
80s rock starts playing.
Absolutely, and he's like, shit. Oh no!
She pulls up a little glass of mezcal. She puts on her glasses.
Yeah, absolutely.
And she picks
She's wearing
up
a bikini and like a thin thin scarf.
See-through robe, bikini, glasses. Glass of mezcal, book called Repairing Your Motorcycle by Yourself.
Oh, okay. Wow, she's many levels of cool.
She's wearing almost nothing, but you can also envision her wearing pure leather.
Yes. Yeah, at the same time somehow. And Brian does, and almost falls out of the tree that he's trying to hang on to get a better look. So clearly, as we all would be, he's struck by Marisa Tomei's beauty immediately, and that distracts him, throws his mind into kind of a tizzy. And once again, he's having trouble kind of focusing, and maybe he's, almost has a mini panic attack in the tree, but calms himself down. And it's like, all right, what do I got to do what I got to do. Don't do this, Brian. There are plenty of fish in the sea.
I think he on the tree, when he almost falls, he catches himself. And when he does so, he like uses the bag to stabilize himself. And he sees that world's greatest dad.
Perfect.
And he's like, yes, I need to do this so that I can become a father. Right. Just like Murph said, like success leads to children. It's the American way.
That's right. If I can get my ratings up, I can retire as the top of the murder app, and then my life's my own again. All right, cool.
Yeah, I just transfer my stats over to Tinder, and I'm done for the day.
Or Yelp or LinkedIn, and then I can be a CEO of some company. Okay, yeah, yes, exactly right. Murder is a heck of an app. Okay, cool. So he's refocused. And maybe though he's kind of feeling, well, he's motivated, and maybe he thinks he's thinking clearly, thinks he's on the top of his game. So he's like, I'm going to do something I don't normally do on day one. I'm going to get a better look. I'm getting inside this house. It looks like she's alone. She's drinking in the middle of the day. It's a giant mansion. Surely I can pop in there, hide behind some plants, action roll in and out of a couple rooms, and get a closer look at this beautiful angel. I mean, this target that I got to take down. I got to take down, but I need to get a closer look. Make sure she doesn't have a wooden leg or some reason that I can make up to make this be okay in my mind.
Maybe she's really racist. That'd make this feel better.
She hates turtlenecks, right?
Yeah.
So he's got to have something wrong with her, right? My God, let's get closer and find out. So he action rolls more across the lawn, sneaks into the house. And what should happen now, John? This could be a fun scene where we turn some things around and get a little goofy with it and put Brian in a situation he's definitely not prepared for.
So he sneaks in through the back door.
Okay.
Side door.
Okay, got it.
No one sneaks into Marissa's back door.
No way. Not on my watch.
But the side door, no one ever locks that. And he's immediately in like the mudroom, and then he like stealthily creeps through, careful about his footstep noises.
Of course.
And he's greeted by the once voluptuous beauty that was Marisa Tomei. Total trope, total cliche, ass out of the washing machine. And you just hear her voice like echoing from the washing machine. And she's like, why I order this fucking machine, schifosa. Right. She's yelling in like half broken Italian, half English. You just hear her cussing at this washing machine.
And should she be like reaching into the back to pull a sock out of like the drum maybe, and like what falls in?
Anyone that's ever accidentally landed on Pornhub knows.
Sure, we know
if you find a stepmom video, she's probably stuck in the washing machine
somehow.
In this case, this is exactly, she is head in, stuck in the washing machine, cussing at it, making noise. It would maybe be the perfect opportunity to just end this thing,
right?
And I think to make it a little harder for Brian, she says like, what I wouldn't do for just washing a man's turtlenecks. He looks so sexy in a turtleneck. I'd love to have a man with his neck all covered in turtle, so I could look at him and want to kiss underneath, but it's not there because of the turtle.
Instead, I'm washing my kids' clothes. It's mostly sequins and beads in here. That's why this machine's breaking. Right, so she's angry at her stepkids, But also perfect. Brian's like, oh my God, she's even better than I imagined. She loves turtlenecks. I can keep wearing them after I retire. I love them too. I'm not sick of them at all. And so you're right. He could have just pushed her in, shut it, turned it on, and she would have melted and died.
Job over. Brian's a success.
He's out of here. But he stops, and then she falls in too far. Oh my God. And Brian's now like, oh crap. She's fallen in here and kind of stuck. I'm the only person at home. Like, she could just die from, I don't know what, starvation,
probably just leave
boredom.
her there. And
right.
There's a 12% chance she's going to die today on her own.
Right. And maybe he does the smart assassin thing. It's like, this isn't a guarantee. She can also pull herself out in 2 minutes. If I mark killed in the app and then she's at Whole Foods tomorrow, it's my ass.
I get a -star for that.
Right. I can't be sloppy. I can't afford to. But I'm not killing her like this. This will be too messy. This is too much. And so he totally does something that he probably shouldn't have done, but he's stuck in that moment of, my God, Marisa Tomei is here, or her character.
I think her name's just Marisa Tomei in this movie,
and she can play herself, and she loves guys in turtlenecks. So what is he like? Does he like reach out and like help her out? Is she like, is someone there? I can hear footsteps. It sounds like a man in
Is
moccasins.
that you, Chad? Right. Get your fucking lazy ass in here and help me, Chad. God damn it. And I think there's that call for help where we're going to make Brian compromise his dreams again. And he's going to just say like, I was
almost right.
I was in the neighborhood. I heard someone screaming. So I came over to help. Just give me a minute. And she's like, you got to reach in my hair. It's stuck in the, and he's like, okay. And he gets up behind her and she's pushing back into him.
He's pushing forward, pushing
he's
back.
Like, for completely falling in physical love as he's reaching, trying to get her hair, and finally untangles some of her long, gorgeous hair that's still blowing in the breeze, even though it's in a washing machine. And she like writes herself so sophisticatedly and looks out to him, and she's like, "Oh my God, thank you so much. I would have been stuck in there for days. The kids don't do nothing for me."
That's right. And Brian's like, "Oh, think nothing of it." Again, I was just in the neighborhood jogging by. And heard some screaming. She's like, I love that turtleneck. Like, this old thing. And I like this. Maybe it is a bit of love at first sight on both ends of this. Marisa Tomei turns around, sees this tall, strapping man in a beautiful turtleneck there to help her, the damsel in distress, right? And it's a bit mutual. So they have a moment in the laundry room, and Marisa Tomei's got tons of money and nothing to do. So she's like, oh, well, won't you stay? At least I can do is make you lunch, make you have a drink, can learn more about you. You said you're new to the neighborhood, and immediately Brian has to put on kind of all right, I guess I'm the guy that's new to the neighborhood. I can play this
just
game.
Research. I'm just researching the target.
Right, exactly right.
Yeah, this is part of being a good hitman, he's telling himself.
Right, exactly right. As he's noticing how little clothing Marisa Tomei has on.
Of course, I'll have her make me a sandwich, and then I'll get my star. That's a win-win. Might even use the bathroom while I'm here.
But I gotta be careful.
First, let me use your latrine.
Oh, this is awesome. And then, I'm imagining like she pulls out some fancy wine from the cellar. They start talking. She makes the best ham sandwich he's ever had in his life. And it's a wonderful afternoon. And probably pretty quickly, especially with the wine, Brian starts to forget that why he's there. And as they're catching up, getting to know each other, until he feels his phone vibrate. And of course, it's a notification on the murder app, or maybe just a text from Murph directly like, hey, any updates? I don't see anything in the app. Come on. What do you got? Like, this should be a quick one.
You're supposed to mark it done when you're done. Remember.
Give me the update. I see you're there.
Don't kill the kids.
I see you're in the house and your heart rate's
I have
been
your
going
location.
Up. Your heart rate's been through the roof for the past couple hours. Looks like you also might have ingested some mild poison. How you doing? What's going on? And some ham.
Are you getting murdered?
So can't tell if you're having lunch or someone's choking you to death with ham. But
I'm gonna send backup in an hour.
Right, how we doing? Right, and so that pulls Brian out of it of like, oh crap, and that's great. Murph's like, we'll send another team in. I haven't heard from you. And so Brian's like, oh, we got to get out of here. He's got to think quick on his feet. So what does he do?
I think it's an opportunity for him to realize as he's sharing ham sandwich and a $4,000 bottle of French wine that neither of them paid for.
Yes.
That maybe it's like an opportunity to replay the Murph conversation.
Yes.
And think like, you know what, maybe I haven't been failing at my jobs. I could have done this job. I could have accomplished it, but there was a reason that I stopped, and probably it was her hair or her legs, but maybe it was because
it was my heart.
Yeah, I'm a 1-star hitman with a 5-star heart.
There we go. That's the poster, John. You've done it. You've done it. All right, perfect. I love that. That's exactly right. So this conversation should be, helping him realize that, and he puts his world's best dad tote bag on the counter. Marisa Tomei sees it. They talk about having, are you a father? And he's honest. He again, without even realizing it, he doesn't put up a backstory. I always wanted to be, but haven't found the time. This whole thing,
one day I would earn this bag.
That's right. That's right. Is it covered in blood? No, it's jelly. I make my own jam. Oh, so do I know so much about jam. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about kids. Do you have any kids? And she talks about being a stepmom, but she always wanted kids of her own. And so they bond over that and the wine and the ham sandwiches. Right before Murph sends those texts of like, you gotta like, what were the updates? We're sending the extraction team.
Yeah, and he gets that. He sees that text is playing in his head where he's like, okay, now Murph has to make the decision. And it sounds like he's already made it. I'm not going to off this girl. I'm actually in love with her. Whoops.
Yep.
But now I need to get her out of here. So do I say, actually, I work for the Mr. Doctor company and I was sent here to kill you?
Yeah.
Or does he try and be smooth, which is something he hasn't done very well yet.
Yes. He'll have a moment of smoothness, realize they got to get out of that house and say something like, this has been wonderful. But do you want to meet for dinner tonight? Can we go somewhere? Maybe a restaurant you enjoy and catch up more. I'll put something else on. You can change if you want or wear that bikini to the restaurant. I don't care. To get her out of the house, get him out of the house. And
she puts on a little show. She's like, what do you think about these shorts? Should I wear these instead? And he's like falling more in love. They're just like the like little Daisy Dukes would have been.
Exactly
he's like embarrassed to wear them.
Yes.
Okay, I'll put on something a little more modest. She comes out with a little sundress. He's like, that's perfect. We got to go. That's perfect. I love the way it looks.
Before I pass out. Yeah, exactly right.
I got to use your bathroom one more time. You're out of Kleenex.
Oh, sorry, I keep clogging everything. All right, this is great. So they get out of there, and as this is happening, Murph is kind of maybe putting two and two together, finds more pictures of the stepmom and the murder app are online, and it's like, son of a bitch, she's a looker. Brian. And then maybe we see
birthing hips.
Right. Maybe we see
this weakness.
It always has been. He doesn't even know it. But we see him Murph pull up the murder app and open up another profile that's of another assassin, John, I think. And he's looking at it and kind of touching his chin because he's kind of realizing, again, as we set up, like this job is a big job, huge money, could change the app. We got to get it off the pro-bono list. Huge money for me, Murph, because again,
Brian gets the money and owns the app.
Yeah, Brian's taking nothing, and
Brian's a workling.
That's it. So the stakes are rising for Murph, and Brian might have an even more difficult evening ahead of him. Beyond just having to be smooth and cool with Marisa Tomei, which is nearly impossible, he may have a lot more on his plate. So how should Act 2 end and get us into Act 3?
So I see Act 2 ending in the restaurant scene. We get to the very exclusive restaurant that Marisa Tomei is able to come to because she has no job and lots of money and she's beautiful.
That's nice. That's
it's
great.
a place that even Murph has never been able to get into. No. And they get in there, and I think they see Murph
already there
sitting. He's in the corner booth as if of course he knew he was tracking their location.
Yep.
He's sitting in the corner booth. He's eating a plate of organ meats with only a spoon, no knife, no fork, just a spoon and organs.
Good for Murph.
And as they walk in, Murph looks up and makes eye contact with Brian. He holds his phone up and and Brian gets a notification, and it just says contract compromised, commence cleanup. Like Murph is he's letting him know, like, I'm giving up on you, kid. You should not take your target to dinner.
Right, you idiot. Right, I have no choice. We have to clean you up. We have to take you out. I love that. But Brian kind of sees it and isn't shocked. He's kind of probably assumed, like, it's only a matter of time.
Gonna have to be on the run again, maybe, but we just got to dinner. Right. How are we gonna get through or out of this? We'll figure it out in the third act. Act 3, a very secret bodyguard.
Ooh.
This is where, like, the film really lights up, Harrison. This is where we get to the action in the rom-com action.
Rom-comtion. Perfect.
Rom-comtion films are big.
They are now.
And so when we were leaving Act 2, Murph was getting ready to, like, clean up this compromised hit.
Yeah.
And I think that is going to involve the new assassin, the new person he was looking up, Harrison.
Oh yeah.
Tell me about the new assassin. How does he get into the restaurant? What does he look like? What's his background? Does he also turtleneck?
He probably usually does, but I'm imagining tonight. So first of all, I think this assassin, he's of course the best of the best, a 5-star assassin, a tier 0 elite assassin, but also kind of like a new age, new wave, modern assassin. He's using like AI to create the perfect murders every time, which has catapulted him to be the most sought after assassin in the murder app. And of course, he's the one person you don't want hunting you. But tonight he's dressed as a waiter because AI told him to. But any idiot can figure that out. Good restaurant's a good place to be a waiter if you're trying to kill someone.
That or the Subway.
He's dressed as a waiter, this all the same, ready to take down both Brian and Marisa Tomei's character. He needs a good name, though, John. And knowing all that about him and you being the name man, who should this AI-driven assassin guy be? What should we call him?
AI-driven assassin. Of course, I'd like to make him like former Russian Spetsnaz, and he might be. Yeah. But he's younger. He's AI. He's the new generation. And I think because of that, he doesn't even have a name in the app. His name in the app, the only way that we know who he is in the app, and it says the Optimizer.
Of course.
The Optimizer.
The Optimizer.
I use AI to optimize everything in my life.
Everything in my life. I don't poop without AI. It keeps telling me I have colon cancer.
AI, I have to poop. What should I do?
Good for you. I'm sure that feels like the right thing to do, but let's wait.
Damn it!
Why?
It's been days.
Why can't I poop AI? So yeah, he probably should invest a little bit more, maybe a better AI platform that understands that humans need to poop. But again, we're working on a lot of kinks.
Poop is bad. Keep it in. Hide it.
Right. Methane endangers us all. Keep your poop inside. Reabsorb it. You should be optimizing all the food you're eating. You have the perfect diet. You should have no poop inside you. So anyway, he's got a lot of problems. He's trying to work out outside of being an assassin.
Be like Kim Jong-un.
Right. Never poop.
Absorb it.
Absorb it.
So
I love it.
I like that he's dressed as a waiter. It's a little tropey, but it's where we are. And I think
makes sense.
Does Brian know who the Optimizer is? I think Brian's probably afraid of what Murph's going to be doing. He might suspect that there's another hitman coming to clean them both out in a restaurant, Michael Corleone style.
Yes, I think he is.
But I think also he's here with Marisa Tomei, the girl of his dreams for the last 4 hours. And like she thinks she's on a date. She's looking at the wine list. The waiter comes up. Welcome to Antonio's Pasta Palace.
Immediate red flag, right?
I am for you here to be taking orders and provide for you everything you need, even if it kills me.
Oh, okay, got it. So so this waiter doesn't sound like he's talking like a waiter, which
not in Antonio's Pasta Palace,
which is Marisa Tomei's favorite restaurant.
Super high end, very
arcades
niche.
In the back,
checker tablecloths.
Exactly right.
Plastic,
everything. Okay, so The waiter is, and Brian, again, he's still a trained assassin himself, so he clues in right away that this guy isn't who he says he is. And I'm imagining, not just a waiter, and I'm imagining this could be a fun kind of, slapsticky thing where Marisa Tomei is kind of buried in the menu, which is huge at Antonio's Pasta Palace. It's giant. So many pastas, so many sauces, 300 combinations. Antonio's Pasta Palace. So much pasta it'll kill you. A lot of death talk in this movie. Yeah. So she's busy and excited to be back at Antonio's Pasta Palace.
They got a whole new page of pastas.
Card, right? She's ready. Need 2 more, and I get a free gallon of pasta to take home. Free bucket of pasta. So she's excited. New love, all that stuff happening. Lots of pasta.
Trying to be flirty. You got to get the meatballs. Do you like balls? I love the way they are in my mouth.
Balls and sauce.
He'd be dying, but today he's trying not to.
That's right. So, and I'm imagining, right, again, a funny slapsticky thing where Brian maybe is the assassin, maybe grabs a knife off the table and tries to stab Brian, and Brian grabs a fork, and they have a quick knife fork battle to smack the table. A tiny little fencing thing happen, and then Brian knocks the fork away. It flies right over Marisa Tomei's head and into the wall. So that's over. Then they fight each other with napkins. So there's like funny stuff happening at the table as Marisa Tomei's again just deep into this menu, oblivious to everything that's going on. And maybe as this kind of dance fight assassination attempt is happening, Murph is in the back like turning the music up to also cover the noise of the scuffle, which also helps Marisa Tomei be none the wiser to what's actually happening.
I like the scene of like she's like trying to hey, what did you think about doing the gemelli split with me? He's like, no, head down. I gotta have you read every single pasta shape that's available for me.
And I love
he's
that.
like holding the optimizer's hand.
And as the optimizer's doing that, the optimizer's constantly like talking to his Bluetooth or pulling his phone out and scanning the room, being like, all right, AI, find me weapons to use to beat this guy. And it's like loading. There's just a spinning wheel of death. And he's like, ah! So he resorts to his fists and throwing chairs or things like that, but they are trying to, both of them, the optimizer he's an assassin. He's not a ruffian or like an enforcer.
And he's totally relying on technology.
Right. So yeah, that's a handicap right now because it's not working as fast as he needs it to, but he also kind of needs to be quiet about his job as well because he's not supposed to destroy this restaurant. He's supposed to take out these two and disappear into the night. Right.
Yeah,
he's
he
supposed
doesn't want
to be
a bad rating.
It's always supposed to be perfect with the optimizer. That's what you get with the optimizer is the perfect crime every time. Optimizer. And so he's worried about his ego and his 5-star rating, and Murph doesn't want Marisa Tomei to know. So they're both incentivized to be quiet. So it's this quiet fight where they're punching each other and trying not to grimace. And, they're slowly action rolling with each other on the ground. The optimizer keeps yelling at its phone to give him more ideas. It's you should try origami. No, that's not wrong chat. Open up that's the hobby chat. I need the work chat open. No. Teach me how to do Russian wrestling.
I'll draw you a picture of how to do a sleeper hold.
No pictures. I need instructions, verbal instructions, faster. Would you like to upgrade? You've used your allotted tokens for this session.
Locked out until 3 p.m.
So he's having all kinds of problems.
He's on the 2-year-old model now,
right.
And I think it's hard to do this via podcast because it's very like slapstick. Brian's busy trying to keep Marisa Tomei from realizing there's a hitman involved, 2 hitmen involved, 3 hitmen involved if you count Murph.
Right.
He wants this to become a romance and doesn't want to have to explain that he's a hitman.
Yeah.
And the battle that's happening between him trying to keep her distracted and keeping the optimizer from killing him and using his AI. I think there's a way that like maybe Brian can take one of the bread rolls and like chuck it at the router or something.
Perfect.
And not like
take out the Wi-Fi.
You can see him in any restaurant.
Yes,
just like
they're always there blinking. Yep.
Brian's old school. He knows how to throw a baseball and accidentally fail at killing people, but he pulls that one out.
Right,
the router just falls and the optimizer loses his leg up now.
There we go. Perfect. So he's out offline, the optimizer is. And that's really what this whole battle is about, is Brian has all these old school tactics that he's earned from working the job forever. The optimizer's been an assassin for 3 weeks. He's just used AI to become amazing at it very quickly, but has no deep knowledge, has no improv
No real
skills,
experience.
right? No experience at all. Exactly right. Most of his jobs have been get a large piano and tie it to a rope and drop it on your target. Those have been AI's recommendations, just scraping old Looney Tunes episodes for how to kill somebody.
Call Acme Company.
Right, exactly. Which he doesn't even know what that is, the optimizer. He's too young, so he thinks this is good advice. And this is the first time he's realized, oh, the real world can't be as scripted as I thought, and he's learning that the hard way. So yeah, we can have fun back and forth with Brian and him. Brian grabbing him and being like, "You don't know what it takes. You ever fought an adult man? You ever used someone's own pubic hair to strangle him? I've done all."
The pube choke is real?
That's right. I can make you poop your pants 7 different ways right now. You're lucky, kid. You're lucky I'm sparing you.
I think there's if it works well, there's an opportunity where Marisa Tomei says, like, I'm so excited to meet a man that wants to have children. I'm so excited to meet a man that wants to have children. I've always dreamed to be in a real mall, like I want to have my own. And Brian's like, yes, think of the pasta.
Yes.
While I tell you how much I want to have children, because being a father increases the size of your heart, he says as he clamps down on the optimizer's rib cage.
Okay, so the optimizer.
And he's like,
okay.
He's talking to Marisa and the optimizer, I guess.
At the same. Perfect.
And also, the more you have kids, the bigger your nuts get. He says as he like punches, and she's like, "Oh my god, I didn't think of that. I love the big balls. Yeah, I want to have so many kids. My balls are gonna be huge." Yes. He's cramming the optimizer's nuts in.
Yes, I love it.
Trying to talk to both at the same time. Hard to invent that on the fly in a podcast, but I want him to take down the optimizer in a way that is methodical and like the most calculated we've seen Brian.
Yeah,
also,
absolutely.
He's killing a man while talking about being a father, which is also pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool, pretty badass. And he's successful. And whether it's directly like you're saying, or like the ball punching sends the optimizer tumbling backwards into a real waiter that drops like a heavy tray of oysters on his head and he dies.
Because he's allergic to oysters.
Allergic to oysters and from the impact. But the perfect crime, Brian is back to assassinating people with no trace. According to every bystander that watched it, it was, this young man just tripped and fell, and the oysters landed on him when he died. So
again,
they missed the entire dance fight that was happening because it was so quiet.
Professional hitmen don't make a lot of noise.
Right. And most people were on their phones in the restaurant and noticed nothing.
Also agreed. Marisa Tomei is talking about tannins in the wine.
Right. People are distracted and focused on their own lives. Enough for this to work. And so the optimizer is out of commission, and Brian can finally sit down, a little sweaty, but Marisa thinks that's attractive.
Yep. Of course.
And they, and maybe even she says something like, did you get us a new waiter? That one we had would seem so rude. I thought I heard you talking to him, but I hope you did, because I want this to be a special night. And Brian's like, it absolutely will be a memorable one for me. And they sit down to eat. But I also again, he's in the middle of this assassin world. He really doesn't have much time to sit and eat, especially after he just killed another.
Plus, the cops are going to be here.
Sure, that could happen too.
There's a murderer.
Maybe
someone died.
Someone died. You're right. So now there's going to have to be some quick movement by Brian so he doesn't get noticed by a police officer. So maybe he sits down, grabs Marissa's hand, and is like, you know what? Do you like the beach? She's like, I love the beach. I love a man in a turtleneck on the beach. It's a rare combo, but I'm such a fan. And so Brian's like, great. And as he's walking out with Marisa holding her hand, he walks by Murph and can say something like, Marcus is done. The market is eliminated. Marcus is gone and taken out. You owe me that much. And Murph, really doesn't have a choice at that point. He's standing face to face with Brian, who has his mojo
back. Who is a real
hitman. Right. Just took out the optimizer. And also Murph, being an app owner and thinking himself a bit of a tech guy, is also probably thinking about, how can I spin this? And so he's lost in his own thoughts there for a moment, enough to nod and let Brian walk out the door, and he deletes his murder app, and they kind of just disappear into the night. I'm imagining him and Marisa, they just walk away laughing with his world's best dad bag, and maybe he's like, I gotta go to the bathroom one more time, and she's like, you really go to the bathroom a lot, and he's like,
so sexy. I love when a man can
I
poop.
love when a man is regular all day. And he takes his bag with the gun that's always in it and like dumps it in the garbage in the bathroom.
Perfect place for it.
Exactly. And then walks out with the empty.
Dishwasher finds it later.
Right. With a little note that says, if found, log onto the murder app and start a career of your own. Be your own man. Join murder today. And so they walk away, his past behind him, we hope, with this bag, this world's best dad bag, empty of weapons, ready to be filled with world's best dad stuff like baseballs and whatever.
Noodle drawings.
Yeah, that's it.
Because we've got Marisa Tomei involved, and she's got enough noodles to make a real Picasso. And I think that's a good ending. Like we've found love, we've pretty firmly established it. We're going to the beach where love happens.
That's right. Brian is assuming dead in the app, so he can kind of disappear from this dark world if Murph marked him as assassinated.
You gave Murph the non-committal, like, I'm done with this shit. Please mark that completed. I'm walking off with my target.
Yeah.
She's beautiful. Fuck you.
It happens. You know it happens. It happens. 1 in 10 guys end up Ryan Murph. Don't act dumb.
And that's enough to fade to black, but I'm really excited to hear if you've got a little tie-up epilogue for this. We'll be back in just a second.
All right. So, yes, the epilogue. These have been a lot of fun. So let's not stop and not do one today. So I'm seeing something like this. Brian and Marisa Tomei, they're on a beach in Tulum somewhere beautiful, flowing tropical trees and white sandy beaches. He's wearing a straw hat. She's back in her invisible dress with her bikini on underneath it. Just everything sheer.
She's got a couple of tattoos now. One down her leg, one down her arm.
All right. Okay. And Brian's phone, which he thought he got rid of, washes up to shore. It shows up in his bag, whatever. It pings. And we learned very quickly that because he killed the optimizer, now Brian is like the #1 ranked assassin in the world. And he has like 14,000 pending requests on the murder app. And he's kind of trying to process that of holy crap. And it's billionaires all over the world and mafia bosses and who knows?
Guys, now assassins are killing each other to take the highest rating. That's great.
Right, exactly. He's kind of found a glitch in the Matrix a bit. Brian has. It wouldn't even mean to, but he did. And he looks at Marisa, looks at his phone, and then sees like a fleet of black SUVs in the distance pulling up to the beach. And he's like, oh, man, I know what the heck this is, or at least he thinks he does. And a man in like a crappy, overpriced country club outfit gets out, approaches Brian with a couple other like assassin-y looking dudes in black suits, and says, we have a target for you. She took down my country club and then my town and even our top secret space base. And Brian's like, holy crap, who is this guy? And he's like, not Guy. What do you know about Muffin?
Oh, God. The Muffin saga continues.
Oh, how could it not?
I love it. I love Muffin's a big favorite.
Oh, my God.
And that, folks, is why you should always read the terms and conditions on any of your apps, especially the murder apps, because love is a battlefield and the gig economy is a goddamn war zone.
It absolutely is. And I wish we talked more about whalebone cocaine, but that's okay. We can save that for the vault. If you guys vote for Scrimshaw, we can do a whole episode about it, but that did make me giggle. I'm glad we brought it up for just a couple minutes.
And remember, if you want to see this real Steve Martin accidentally dismantling a private security firm with a dessert spoon sort of rom-com, just write to your local congressman or join us next week for the next Fast Five.
That's right. So until then,
peace,
punch,
and for the love of God, give us 5 stars. 5
stars. I don't need Murph coming to your house.
That's true. He did live through this movie.